Hello and welcome to the multi-format BladedTech show episode. Now, if you're wondering why this is multi-format, well, because reasons. But anyways, welcome to the BladedTech show, Numero Veinticuatro, if you speak English like me, the BladedTech show number 24. And if you're watching the video podcast, audio will take a noticeable dip. I'm sorry about that, but I found out that I actually can't record on the same microphone that I am recording the audio podcast with. So I will be using the webcam microphone to record audio from the video. So anyways, I have some stuff to address, two things specifically. I have an EP coming out, either this month or next. I haven't really set a definitive date because I haven't really started much production on it. It's called Life on TV. It's got 3 songs on it. One's called Rewind Me. The second one's called On the Horizon. And the last one's You're Gone. I'm planning this to release in iTunes, Amazon, Bandcamp, Google Play, Xbox Music, Spotify, and Pandora. It's going to cost about $3 if you're buying it on Xbox Music, Google Play, Bandcamp, Amazon MP3, or iTunes. I might just make it available on iTunes, Bandcamp, because that seems to be the most successful venture right now. And the reason why I didn't make it whatever pricing performs best is because if I did $1, that wouldn't really make enough to make to justify another album. Even if I said, hey, here's my EP, listen to it. A lot of people would just be like, alright, whatever, it's an EP, I'll download it and forget about it. And I will do a giveaway at some point of it on Bandcamp. But for now, it's just gonna be coming out this month or next, and it will be $3 on Bandcamp, iTunes, or wherever you buy music. I'll try and get all the stores I can possibly get for as little as possible. But if that does not work, I could totally avert my eyes, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Yeah. I wrote all those songs in one night. Particularly 20 minutes. I wrote the entire album because I was like, I need to write songs. It's my first time writing songs, so I will at some point sell the lyrics. And what I mean by that is I won't handwrite the lyrics, but I will make the lyrics available for purchase. If anyone's interested in that, chords, everything. I haven't gotten to that point where I'm getting chords in there, but it's probably going to be pretty basic on chords because I don't know a lot of chords. I mean, I know the basic chords like AM, EM, A, D, G, E minor, G minor, stuff like that. It's going to be very minor in the chords. And then the second thing, and this is just like what I wrote the thing on. And if you're listening to the audio podcast, that's paper. It's just the notepad I wrote it on. But I'm really excited for that AP to come out and drop. Anyways, that's also why I'm recording it on Monday instead of a Tuesday, Wednesday, or whenever. Because Monday is the start of my quote-unquote work week, and I didn't want to interrupt my usual schedule to tell you guys I had an EP coming out. So, the second thing, I was supposed to have Eden Rohansky on the podcast today, but her schedule just didn't work out. So I'm sorry about that. But it was gonna be a thing. I say to announce on Twitter, and then I was gonna announce it tomorrow, and then say, hey, she's on the podcast, grab it now. But it's cool. I'll have her on sometime later. I'm thinking next week. And I'm trying to get Greg Miller on the show as well. Because he just launched a venture that's pretty brave. He launched Kind of Funny Games and quit his job. So he's relying on the money he gets from each Patreon. One for Kind of Funny, another for Kind of Funny Games, which is about $408 a year or something like that, from what I read on Polygon's site, which is between the four of them only making about $100,000 a year. So considering production costs and all that, it's gonna be a tight ship. So anyways, let's get into the podcast. This will probably be a little longer than usual, given the fact that I did address that fact that I'm making an EP, and that Eden isn't going to be on the podcast this week, but I'll try and get her as soon as possible, and the fact that I have a lot of stuff to talk about this week. So anyways, let's get into it. So last week, just a little recap, I reviewed Game of Thrones, Episode 1, Iron from Ice, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can actually go to my site, thebladedtechshow.com, or if you're listening to audio, but if you're not listening to the audio podcast and you're just watching me, go to thebladedtechshow.com. I've got a link entitled YouTube if you're listening to audio, but if you're this is redundant, but if you're watching, I should have a little thing on the video saying, hey, this is what's going on. So anyways, so for all of these reviews, you can see a little playlist I did, I think. Anyways, The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies, Grand Theft Auto 5 Remaster Blaster, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014. I reviewed all those. This week you can actually click on my channel. That'll probably be better. Just click on my channel and it'll look in latest uploads. It should be there. But moving on, I played a little bit more of Alien Isolation. I got a little bit farther, but I haven't quite reached the save point yet. I'm still at the part where in Alien Isolation where I'm still just meeting the alien face to face, and it is the scariest experience I've had. But I did learn something that I need to use my gadgets a lot more than I've been using them, because although don't use the flares on the alien, because I tried that and it does not work. If you throw flares at the alien, he comes right after you. I threw 3 flares at him because I had like 10. I was like, alright, I'll just throw some at him, see what happens. You get your face chomped off. That's what happens. I haven't tried the EMP mine yet, but I don't think that would work on him, on the alien, because I feel like the alien doesn't have electromagnetic pulses running through its brain. I think that's more something that would be better used on androids. And then I have, what do I have? I have a flashbang, and I tried that, but it was too slow for me, so that I got killed using that. But I am gonna try and march my way through Alien Isolation this week. I'm gonna try march my way through it. So, just tired. Sorry if you couldn't hear that if you're listening to audio podcast, but I'm just tired. Went to bed late last night because I was watching a video podcast that I had downloaded and was only about that was about an hour and a half. So I didn't go to sleep till like midnight. Oh yeah. And let me tell you something about midnight really quick. In fact, I'll put this in the notes now that I've got it in there. Listening to podcasts late at night. If you ever listen to podcasts late at night, don't. Especially video podcasts. Because you have to hold up your phone. And, also it's very dark in your room. So you have no idea what's going on. And after just playing Alien Isolation earlier that day, it was not a good combination. So I'd look at my door because it was slightly ajar, and which means open for the kids today. And I was like, oh no, the alien's coming for me. The alien's coming for me. And I've actually had a lot of those nightmares, really. Like waking nightmares. It's really weird. But anyways, don't ever listen to podcasts late at night, even if they're like so nice and happy-go-lucky type things, because it'll mess you up. It will just straight mess you up. Yeah, but Alien Isolation is a really good game. Just don't listen to podcasts late at night. I also played some Grand Theft Auto 5. I'll get to the reason why later, but I was just messing around, killing cops, killing civilians. But that actually brings me to my next point. The Xbox One auto-recording game clips. And a lot of people on the Xbox One subreddit on Reddit brought this up, but a lot of people have issue with Xbox One auto-recording game clips. I now do too. Because I have played games with auto-record game clips several times now. The most recent three being Alien Isolation, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Max: The Curse of Brotherhood. So, basically, the developers on the Xbox One can select certain moments in your gameplay when you're playing the game. And basically say, alright, record this, record this, record this. It gets an auto dialogue to your Xbox One saying, hey, this person did something. Let's reward them with a game clip or something like that. So, here's the reason I have a problem with it. Because in Alien Isolation, it was all fine because they recorded me killing a synthetic. But in that game, it lasts a little too long because I get killed by a synthetic later, about 30 seconds later. So, that was a problem with Alien Isolation I have with the auto-record. Then in Grand Theft Auto 5, I killed an innocent civilian, and it recorded that as scoped. Which felt really insensitive, considering I just killed a civilian. So I had to manually go back and delete that clip. And then Max: The Curse of Brotherhood does it. That's the only one I've seen that actually does it well. Because it records your most epic moments, and that's kind of what a lot of people use the auto record feature for. It's awesome things, but it ends up being good into just becoming bad, because with the Grand Theft Auto 5 thing, the scoped thing, it just wasn't really fantastic. So anyways, let's move on from that to Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. I've been playing a lot of Shadow of Mordor. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but, wow, what a game. It basically reminds me a lot of Dragon Age Origins, except for without party members. I guess that comparison makes sense. I'm got a little bit of headache just trying to figure that connection out. But anyways, I've just been going around killing war chiefs like I do. But I feel as if there's something missing from Shadow of Mordor, and I'll say this again. I feel the game does not need a story. I don't think it needs much of a story. Oh, and also, if you're watching the video, the blob back here is my cat. So now my cat's internet famous. But if you're listening to the audio pod, well, I just explained it. I don't need to swear. But I am to the point in Shadow of Mordor where I have to take down the war chiefs using Rat Bag. Sorry if my voice is a little hoarse. I've actually had to do 3 takes of this. So now I'm losing my voice as time and time goes on, because I've recorded about an hour of podcast already as of this recording, because I've had to do 3 or 4 takes of this, so to get the audio and video synced up. So anyways, been playing that, been playing Limbo. I got to chapter 18 in Limbo. I got past the pushing the wheel sign, but I had to get help. I feel like that's gonna be a lot of what I do in Limbo. Just pushing, like looking up YouTube videos and finishing it. And I might finish it this week. I don't know, but we'll see about that. I've also been playing Tintin, Linken, Crossy Road. Tintin is basically the Tetris version of Threes. Enough said there. Linken is basically 2 dots, but without the dots, you have to connect the dots. I haven't played 2 dots in a while, so I don't know if that's the same thing, but you basically link stuff. And Crossy Road finally came to Android, so that's a fun time. I've been sharing Twitter notifications on that. Comcast sucks, because they shut down my modem while I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and that was not fun. Because they not so much shut down my modem as destroyed my modem. Because 1 hour I was actually recording last week, and I noticed I'd lost Wi-Fi. So I was like, alright, that's weird. Let me plug into the Ethernet cable. Alright, did that? No signal. So we basically had to go out and buy a new modem. Well, not buy a new modem. We had to contact Comcast and be like, hey, give us a new modem, because our internet's not working. And you could figure out the conspiracy in that. I also went to the library. I picked up The Island of Knowledge by Marcelo Gleiser, Origins by Neil deGrasse Tyson and Goldsmith, L.A. Noir by John Buntin, Self-Inflicted Wounds by Aisha Tyler. In fact, I'm going to read that after this. And as the podcast comes to close, because I'm actually hurrying things along so that my computer doesn't restart, I don't lose my voice, I will have Agent Carter Season 1, Episode 2, and Agent Carter Season 1, Episode 3 spoilers up this week. I will also have a 22 Jump Street review, and that's it for this week. I might have my album out this week, I don't know. I have my EP out this week, I don't know. But anyways, time to sync up all this stuff. But anyways, that has been the BladedTech show number 24. You can find me on Twitter at AwesomeBelzer, Xbox Live at BladedTech, PSN at BladedTechPS, Instagram, AwesomeBelzer. And I think that's it for social media. So anyways, this is the end of the video podcast. Let me know what you thought, and goodbye.